I know it's an early start, but I think it's going to be worth their while because today we're talking about these.
And they help us find our way and navigate around the network.
But they're not made on the mainland of the UK, they're made on the Isle of Wight, so we're off to visit AJ Wells. In this week's episode.
I've been excited about this episode for a really long time.
These enamel signs are all over the tube, aren't they? Oh my goodness, you did that?
It does look a little bit like NASA, doesn't it?
And was this trolley actually taken out of the Great Escape Tunnel?
Has been fired, that's been in the furnace.
Somewhere in there is the Ark of the Covenant.
I'm excited.
Oh my God! Good morning, team. Today we're on this wonderful Wightlink ferry going over to the Isle of Wight because, I mean, I love this one, but these enamel signs are all over the tube, aren't they?
They absolutely are.
I mean, there's fewer of them because we've got a couple of them, but generally speaking, they're all over the tube.
I feel left out, guys. I feel left out.
So today we've organised that we're going to follow this from a sheet of metal to one of these wonderful enamelled signs, and we're going to see one being made in the factory on the Isle of Wight that makes them.
And we're doing it because a large part of TfL's railway network is having a lot of new signage added to it because of some renaming that's going on.
Yeah, the London Overground. It's all changed, isn't it?
It is. So,
It started off a little chilly and windy, but I'm struggling with the sun is actually coming out to say hello for us.
The sun is out. It's good.
Perfect day for it. Well, let's magically transport to Newport.
Okay, we're on the bridge. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in an uglier version.
Access all areas on the bridge of the ferry.
Side bridge so we can create slightly less mayhem, I think.
Captain Matt, lovely Captain Matt, who's in charge of this vessel, has given us permission to do something.
Well, we rather cheekily, naughtily asked if we could.
30 seconds on the bridge before he asked.
It was absolutely outrageous because Laura said, could we ask a favour?
Well,
this could jeopardise all shipping.
Everybody knows what's coming.
We like getting a toot on the tube, so we're going to get a whistle push on the Wightlink.
Should we do it?
Should we do it? But just not too much,
no.
though.
Are you sure, Captain Matt, this is okay?
Behave.
It's got thumbs up. Ready?
I'm excited.
Oh my God!
That was brilliant.
Really,
you shouldn't have had the sprout curry last night.
That was very good, wasn't it?
Genuinely excited.
Oh, wonderful! That shocked me actually. I wasn't expecting that.
Childhood ambition realised that.
I'm glad I was earthed. Actually, that was quite a powerful toot.
There'll be.
It's going to be one of those trips, isn't it? It's going to be one of those trips. Anyway, so this is lovely. I've never been to the bridge of a boat, so I'm very, very delighted with this.
I think this is splendid. You know, I mean, we have to be multimodal. We are Transport for London after all, and you know, boats, ships, they're absolutely part of the service. I mean, this is obviously not in London.
I still find it amazing, though. We obviously did slightly different routes down to the harbour today, but we were on the train. You drove down. We all live kind of in and around London, and here we are on the way to Isle of Wight. It's rather quick and lovely route.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it.
Inevitably, the public transport won out over the road transport.
It did.
It
did.
Yeah.
But I love as well that when you go to the Isle of Wight, it does feel like you're going abroad because you get on a ferry.
Holiday feels.
It's like going to Calais. I feel like I'm on a booze cruise. You know.
The point, well, I mean, you might be. But it's the point when I left the house this morning. I went, oh, a passport. Oh no, I don't need it, do I? I'm going on a ferry overseas, but I don't need my passport.
And thank you very much as always to Wightlink because you were just wonderful.
The lovely Karen, who is camera stabling for us currently and has let us into this area with the captain, but has enabled this to happen for us.
Great.
So big whoop to Karen at Wightlink. Thank you very much.
Well, I think we should remove ourselves from the bridge.
I'm a little overwhelmed. Yeah, they probably want us to leave now, don't they?
Stay now, but we can see we're going to have to be a little bit careful because I'm just keeping an eye out, and Fishbourne is not that far ahead, so we need to be ready to de-ass the ship.
Ready to rumble.
Fabulous. Okay, well, on we go. Guys, this is the mecca of roundels. We're on the Isle of Wight in a factory in Newport, and this is where all the stuff gets made. Now this is right up your snicket, Laura.
It absolutely is. I've been excited about this episode for a really long time. You know me, I love inception through to delivery, and how often do you kind of think about the life of a product before it ends up where it, lies? So we're going to see the kind of the journey, and for me, that's what it's all about.
And the thing I love about this is that not only we're going to just relish the joy of the roundel, but there's actually a really good reason reason for us being here right now, isn't it?
There is, because as well as being the home of the roundel, you'll see around we've got other things like wayfinding signs, maps, a bit more wayfinding back there. And it's not just for the underground. We have Elizabeth Line tucked down there, and that's a clue as to why we're here. We're following the story of the production of the maps and the wayfinding for the latest massive rebranding on Transport for London's estate on the Overground.
As we always say, we don't do this alone. Today, we've got a wonderful, wonderful member of the family from the Wells family. Come on in, Sed. Sed is one of the brothers of Daddy Wells, and you are going to give us a tour around today to show us how these things are made. It's going to be fantastic. And of course, all this started off with little stoves and furnaces that you used to enamel up.
It did, yes, yeah. It was. We started as a wood burning stove company back in 1972. My grandfather, uncles, I mean, there's lots of us, lots and lots of us. And we progressed from there. We made wood burning stoves for many years. We started to bring in more machinery, build up our sort of repertoire of what we could do. And then we put in an enamelling plant to enamel the stoves. And then in 1987, of course, there was the King's Cross fire, and it was at that point that Transport for London specified that all signage had to be vitreous enamel, and we happened to be in the right place at the right time, and as I say, the rest is history from there.
And so that's because that type of signage doesn't have anything that can burn, right?
Exactly.
So we've got the delicious irony of a stove manufacturer is making signs that don't burn. I've got to ask the technical reason, why do you have enamel on stoves? Is it purely decorative?
It's a heat thing, because our stoves will get up to sort of 400, 500 degrees, so we need a finish that is stable, that is not going to be affected by the heat. And as you'll see as we go around, these stoves, these signs are fired at over 800 degrees Celsius, so they're pretty indestructible, and it's a beautiful, luxurious finish.
I cannot wait.
I know, to see the whole process.
I'm itching to do this, itching. Right, which way do we go first? Start the story, where do we go first?
Let's go down here, and we'll start at the beginning of the process where we cut the metal.
Marvellous. So here we are then, guys. This is factory number 1, where the metal comes in, and then what happens?
Well, it's delivered into this racking system. So we have 2 types of steel in there. We have the normal steel that we use for the wood burning stoves, and then we have a low carbon steel that we use for all of the London Underground signage, which has to be low carbon so it can be enamelled. It goes into the racking systems, it then gets automatically fed onto the laser beds, and then we program it upstairs, and then you can see down here the components that it's cutting. We nest it up so we get the maximum amount out of a sheet of steel, and so the wastage is minimum, and then that goes back for recycling. The parts then get folded on these press brakes folding machines. It then gets welded up in these welding bays that you can see in the background, and then once it starts to take the shape of a stove, and then it's assembled and painted and boxed up, and then that's when you get your new wood burning stove.
This is the start of when the magic happens. It's very efficient. It looks very efficient.
In it comes. And what I thought was really interesting as well, when you look at the cutting machines, if it's drilling a hole, there's never the rough edges that you get if you were to drill a hole. Burrs, they call them, aren't they? Burrs? That's right, yeah. It's incredible.
A very long time ago, one of my first jobs was to work in a packaging factory, a place that made the packaging that other companies use. I know, all the odd jobs, right? So it's a similar thing. Stacks of cardboard came in, big cutting press, would do them. And then the process I was watching some of your people do earlier was this one here, which we used to call stripping. So yes, I have been a stripper, where you have to break the parts that you want out of the sheet that you've cut. And we used to use hammers as well to do that job. You sort of break off the sprue, I think it's called, the spare bit, and lift that out, and you're left with the kit of parts of a stove.
So the section out here looks like that's what's left over. Can you use that again, or is that done now?
Yeah, no, that's we don't use that for anything else, but we do send that off to be recycled, and then it's melted down again.
Because there's very little left there, like you said. There's like minimal wastage.
Yeah, minimal wastage. We get as much as we can into a sheet, because steel these days is expensive.
It's not
Exactly.
I like the way as well you've effectively got your own small railway here. as well to deal with the steel.
We have, yeah. It's very much like a train.
Gorgeous. And because obviously it's tea break time, we don't have to wear the earplugs, but we are going to have to go through there to look at the boxing up and the proofing and the testing and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can we have a look?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's stick to the walkways. Yeah.
As if by magic.
Oh look, they've been checked as well because they've got OK written on the top.
That'll do. So what, I mean, this is making a lot of noise, which is why I've got these in.
Yes.
But it's still tea break, so everything is sort of off. What do you do here?
Okay, so the stove has all been welded up and it looks like a stove now. But the finish is obviously, this is the raw steel. So what we do is we put them in these big shot blasters where it is blasted with, I don't know if you can see that, but little beads of shot. And what it does is it gives a beautiful, even, silvery finish, ready to prime it, ready to be sprayed. Smooths it off, yeah. And we can see that in a minute. But
So we would call this shot blasting.
shot blasting, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I could do with some smoothing.
Why we've got Shot Blaster 3
SB3
and Shot Blaster 2.
SB2.
Is there a Shot Blaster 1?
That's a very good question. I don't know. Don't know where that's disappeared to.
Somewhere.
Probably somewhere around.
Well, lovely. This is great. That's loud. Shall we go somewhere else?
We go and see if we can find one that's been blasted.
Let's do it.
Go and
Let's
have
do
a
it.
look
Let's
at.
do it. Let's do it.
Oh, well, these are looking a bit more finished here, aren't they?
Said, what's happening here? Because there's colours, there's boxes, there's all sorts.
Yeah, so the fireboxes have come from the shot blaster. They get sprayed just in that little booth there. They go through an infrared dryer, and then this is where they're assembled with all the little components. So we put in the grate system, we put in the fire bricks, so these help sort of the airflow. They help to insulate the firebox, and then you get the finished stove that comes through here, and then packaged, and then it comes down on the conveyor belt round to the warehouse.
The detail on everything.
How is that made? That is
So that's
incredible.
done on our router. So it's all cut. We buy it in sheets. It's a vermiculite board, so it's a fireproof board, and then it's just cut on the router.
So it's pretty and useful as well.
Exactly.
Just like me.
Just like us.
How lovely. And so then stuff goes into boxes, and then we go to a warehouse, presumably.
We do. Let's go there now.
Let's do it.
I'm liking
Let's do
this.
it. So if this was Argos, this would be a bit like stove number 1 to your collection point, please, because they're all here. These are all finished.
Yeah. The racking holds about 5,000 stoves. So it's
5,000.
quite a,
I'm finding it aesthetically very pleasing. It's nice and organised.
I'm wondering if you're thinking the same thing as me. It's reminiscent of the end of Indiana Jones, isn't it? Just with somewhere in there is the Ark of the Covenant. It's
bonkers. And I saw an Australian address on the back of some of these.
Yes, so these are in open crates because they have to travel in open crates, but these stoves are destined for Australia, Melbourne in Australia, to our distributor out there.
Did you ever think, you've been in this family for as long, was there any point where you thought, we could do this transition from ovens to signs? This is a good idea. Because it's making such a massive part of your company now, isn't it? Making the tube signs for London.
It is, and I think it did sort of come by, chance, by accident. It was. The history of it is that we started off with wood burning stoves. We used to enamel the wood burning stoves. Then we bought in some enamelling facilities to do it all in house. Then the market for wood burning stoves kind of dropped off a bit, and then we were contacted by the London Underground, and the rest is history.
And that's the point, isn't it?
You can follow the logic though, can't you? It's like, so you make metal things, you enamel them, and you send them all over the world. Whether it's stoves or whether it's signs, you know how to do it. Yeah. So there's diversification.
And if you're still watching this, by the way, this is why we showed you the ovens, because now we're going to do the signs. So we need to go and look at the signs, don't we? Lovely stuff. I want roundels, I want colours.
We want maps.
I want all that stuff.
I think Sed's going to tick, tick, tick on that.
Let's do it. Guys, this is Paul, and Paul is great with computers, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, this is a station we know very well.
Clap himself.
Our little shelter place, but also the one that we're designing is just the red circle and the blue bar.
Yeah, so it's, the one we're doing is a silhouette roundel.
Gorgeous.
So you've got the holes, so it's an actual shape. So you've got your silver, what's normally a grey frame with a blue name bar and red segments.
Absolutely.
And enamel print, yeah.
The iconic roundel.
Well, yeah, I mean, how much sort of editing do you have to do to each of the roundels? Is it pretty standard? It's just the
This
words?
is a standard product most of the time, so it's just a question of changing text if we need to. The actual design's all set. It's going to wireframe, and you can see what's going on in there. That line there is actually the red panel sitting underneath the frame.
In the rebate,
That's right. So yeah, it's a very straightforward design.
And once you've done your spell checker,
Do you see the words so much? You're like, is that how you spell it?
undergrind or something like that. But then what happens after that? Do you print it?
Yep, it goes to my thermal image setter, which outputs the film for screens. So it's all in black. Every colour is outputted in black because that gets exposed onto screen.
Right.
So everything in black gets exposed, and then that's what the ink goes through when it goes to screen print.
So it looks a little bit like a transparency from an overhead projector, doesn't it? That's how it looks when it comes out.
Very old school.
Yeah,
Effectively,
really cool
way of doing
you use high intensity light to destroy the film of the darker
that's
colour
right,
because it absorbs the energy.
Yeah, so I have to process everything and make everything black basically after we get it approved.
Essentially, it's a negative, but a negative for every layer of colour that you have.
And you imagine we do the same with line diagrams as well. They're much more complicated. Everything has to be separated up and
That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of different colour.
Incredibly fine.
Yeah.
When you get down to it, it might be like 36 or 24 point text when you get up to it.
It gets
And
really
when you've got that next to different coloured lines, the registration of those things must be absolutely perfect.
But then the printers have to line it all up by hand, so I do my best on my side to make it easier for them, and then they do their bit by hand.
Now, just because you are a star, can you just look at that camera and smile, please? Because they've just looked at the back of your head all the time, and you deserve to get the line right, so thank you.
Do I understand correctly as well that when you've got colours that need to be adjacent to each other, you have to fire them in different processes, otherwise they just blend and melt together?
And they have to be separated on the screen as well, obviously. So it's quite involved.
The other thing that struck me here, the power of a typeface.
Yeah.
I was just casting my eye over there at some other signs, these emergency exit signs, and for half a second, am I right to pick one up? For half a second, I thought, I wonder if this is a job for Transport for London or a different one, and all I had to do was look at one letter and go, it's a Transport for London job. And just for those of you who need to see that up close.
This is for Surrey Quays, by the way.
Is it? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So just going back to something you said about you lining it up kind of on the screen first of all, but then when it goes to the actual kind of printing, could it go kind of wonky or offline?
The printers have their own ways of lining everything up, and setting it all up, so they can just nudge things basically.
Just skill at each level.
Yeah, so that's how they.
Cool.
That's how they do it.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'm starting to understand this process. I've also, just with all of you talking about the range of colours in complicated maps.
What's he saying?
Well, I've spotted the ultimate one now. Look at that.
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
Come out of the way, sorry.
So we're printing lots of signage for the new Overground rebrand. And what we're doing is printing the sign with the new graphics, and we're recreating the old graphics, which will be being vinyled over.
So that's a sticker, is it?
Yeah, and it can be unveiled when it's.
And then this is to reuse the signs effectively.
Yeah, so they're going to be installed as soon as they're ready. They'll be installed, but they've obviously got the old graphics on.
Yeah.
And then when the line is launched, our installers can just rip this vinyl off and then new sign.
And Nixie, just fling your camera around, because anybody who's been to one of our live events and now watches us on the shows will see the Hangouts roundel illuminated, and this is the template that they use whenever we go, can we have a roundel, please? So it's up there, look at that, hanging there beautifully.
It'll be you asking for one for your
Yes, it will be, yes,
I was going to say that was an impression of yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Right, good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your space. Thank you.
Marvellous. This room is where the cutting happens, okay? This is the job sheet. Tim is our master cutter today, and there are 6 roundels to cut out of that big sheet of metal. In a minute, there's going to be a massive great blower switched on, isn't it, the extractor, and we're going to watch this machine do its magic. I cannot wait.
Am I alright to go down there and just get some detail of it cutting?
Do it.
Yeah? Right. Far away then. Yeah?
Tim, look what you've made.
So, a baby roundel is born.
That is incredible, isn't it? That is superb. And so that will go off into to be painted, to be powder coated?
Yeah, to be powder coated, yeah.
Genius.
So the thing I really like about this, watching it cut, it started with probably the last thing you think of, just the mounting holes.
Yeah,
But
it was.
done first.
It was.
And then, did you notice that it was just doing, on that final cut, it was doing little hops, because it's leaving these connecting screws, presumably to make it easier to handle, yeah? So it doesn't just like fall apart while it's cutting it.
Genius. That is a basic sign. That's literally what it looks like before any colours go on
Sign
it.
without its clothes on.
Yeah. Oh, look at that down there. As if who put that there? What's that then, Seb?
So this has just come off the router. Fairly sharp actually.
Yeah.
But this piece of this is aluminium and it's routed out, and this will be the frame for the roundel that we're following through. It will be finished off. We will then powder coat it, and then it will have its vitreous enamel segments placed in it, ready for the finished sign.
Amazing.
I love seeing it in the very raw state.
And then you do it in various sizes, small, medium and large.
Yeah, we do lots of sizes. I mean, obviously the one we're doing, the epic one for London Transport Museum, that's going to be huge. But we do everything from tiny little ones like that to huge ones. Yeah.
Teeny to huge.
I love it. I just love it. Where next?
What? You can't rush me out of here. This is my natural playground. Look at the workshop.
There's a lot of toys.
Things with massive, great balls. That press, it's a press, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, forming press.
Yeah, it is.
You've got big cut-off saws. I saw you've got a spot welder over there and all these huge milling machines.
All these machinery, we've collected it over the years, and Greg, the workshop manager here, has he's kind of brought a lot of his expertise, and his team are amazing. They're amazing attention to detail. But this is where all the finer details get put together, so it's always fascinating.
I can't wait to see this turn into something finished. It's so cool.
Such an impressive fabrication workshop. Good.
Right,
All right.
You in your heaven.
Cool.
There's a bit more, look. They're the light boxes.
Oh, look, they've got the
Nice.
cutouts ready for the the translucent panels.
Fabulous. Keep going, Nixie. Come on. We've got stuff to
There's
look
something
at.
in every room.
And there's more. Everywhere you look, there's more signs.
All right, I'll bite. What is this?
So
Pit of doom?
In its most basic form, it's a giant washing machine. So obviously the metal has been handled, it's been cut, it's been folded, it's been handled, it's been welded, but it's going to be covered with grease, and so we need to clean that all off. So this is what we call a degreaser. It goes about 3 meters down, and we drop the panels in a big cage. It just cleans the material off, free of any grease, any dirt, all ready to have the enamel applied. Yeah, don't fall down.
And so when they're clean and dry, they then go to put the enamel on.
Yes, we will, yeah.
Let's have a look. What's enamel look like when it's not enamel?
Right, let me show you, because we're going to make it as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm just spying roundels everywhere I go.
Chris is like getting
just like hundreds
overexcited.
of signs in the making and roundels.
Naked.
Right, okay, this is enamel, right? This is
Enamel. Yeah, that's enamel. So this is our milling shop. So this is where we make all our own enamels. So this is broken glass. It's a silica that we buy in. And then what we do with this is we then mix it with clay, quartz, oxides, various sort of suspension agents and water, and we grind it all up in a big mill that you see behind you. And that mill is full of porcelain balls. So as it spins, it grinds the glass up and it mixes it with all the oxides, and it will create a beautiful liquid, enamel liquid, ready to be sprayed onto the panel.
Are we allowed to touch a little bit of this?
Yeah,
I've just seen
weirdly.
the bag's got written on it Frit, which I know from watching the show Blown Away, the glass blowing contest, that
You think
Frit,
it's sharp?
I think when glass blowers use it, it's usually a bit sort of finer, and they sort of roll the molten glass in it to stick.
Yeah.
But that's
Strangely, it's not actually
weird,
sharp.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's not
it's
brick glass.
kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
the way they produce it is they melt down the kind of the silica or the sand, essentially a sand, and they melt it down to a liquid form, and then they pour it onto water. And as it hits the water, it solidifies and shatters, which gives you that broken effect. But as I say, weirdly, it's not sharp.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Right. Next.
Well, hang on a minute.
He's doing it again.
We've got signs everywhere, and then randomly bathtubs.
Yeah.
Diversifying.
Yeah.
So these haven't been fired yet, have they?
No, they haven't. So these are ready to be fired. So they've been sprayed with that powdered enamel.
Yeah.
But you know, if you've got an enamel bathtub at home, that's essentially what it is. It's the same stuff as what you find on the tube, all the signage.
It's actually quite rough at this stage, isn't it?
Once it's fired, it will then fuse to the metal.
And
There
that
we
one
go.
next to it's
That's
been
done.
fired.
That's done.
Can you touch it?
Yes, you can touch that one. As long as it's not hot. No, it shouldn't be hot.
So, could Transport for London commission a bathtub with roundels and maps fired into it?
Totally.
How about that for a job?
Don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas. So this looks like the fun bit. This is the spray painting department, is it?
Yes, or we sort of tend to call it. We don't call it paint here. That's a swear word. It's got to be called enamel. So Dave here is taking that enamel, that liquid enamel. You can see there, he's going to splash it into his gun. So that's just come out of the mill. He pours it into the gun, which is a compressed air gun, and then he's going to spray it really evenly across the surface of the panels there, or the roundel segments. So he's going to load it up.
And that enamel is your crushed glass plus water plus compressed air, is that right?
Yeah, and then any kind of oxides and suspension agents. So there's a lot of clay, quartz and glass basically. So he's just going to put a very, very thin coat on there.
It's lovely coverage, Laura, isn't it?
This is incredible because you don't get to see the before life of what you see kind of hanging up looking lovely and shiny in the stations. So these are the kind of inserts for the roundel that he's doing at the moment. And is this a base layer colour?
Yeah, so we'll have a ground coat, then we'll fire it, then we'll put a white coat on it, then we'll fire it, and then we're going to screen print the graphic on there, which uses an enamel ink, but it's not water based, it's actually pine oil based, so it's still really natural, but it's an oil based.
Does Dave do car resprays?
Do you know what, I think he used to.
I mean, it'd be great if he could, because
Fences, sheds, all of that. It's worth saying as well, isn't it? Because Dave is wearing some pretty full-on PPE here, because he's doing this all day long. But we're actually in this booth where there's like positive air pressure taking the overspray that way, as you can see, and then there's the lovely waterfall in the background to sort of capture it.
What's happening with the powder and the water at the back?
Yeah, so the overspray is all drawn into the waterfall, it then drops down, and then actually, amazingly, we can then reuse the enamel. We dry it all out again, but we reuse that powder. So again, minimal waste. We try and use everything we can.
Oh, hey, look, we're getting a flip here.
Expertly done.
And I love that you've got this baseboard is presumably so that you get minimum contact on the underside coat.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the whatever the front coat is the one that you do second.
Totally.
So that it doesn't have any marks.
Exactly, yeah. And you'll see actually on the furnace bed as well, that has a similar thing. We fire it on little points. So on the back of every sign, you'll have little point marks, but you won't ever see them.
I've noticed that on ones we have in our collection. If you look round the back, you can still see the pins from the firing process. I've got one last question. At what point does the radio there get put through the furnace to... Look at that, what a pro.
Yeah, that is very skillful.
Would I be right in saying that's the only roundel that's been made up in this particular colourway?
Yeah.
Because this is a colourway for another job, isn't it?
This is, yeah.
I could stand and watch that all day long.
This whole section is blowing my mind,
great,
to be
isn't
fair.
it?
The way that you can reuse the kind of powder and the way the enamel's sprayed on with the compression, like, it's amazing.
Come on, we've got more to see.
So, Sed, tell me where we are.
So this is our library of screens, silk screens, and we've got everything here. This is where we keep everything. We make our own screens here, and then we recycle them once they're used. But we've got, we've got some door plates there. Pull that one out. We've got.
Oh, hello. Yep.
This is this is for the new Overground rebrand. We've got sort of various bits on there. So we've got just loads, basically.
So the ones that are in here, are these typically reprints because you're keeping them, or because you do bespoke ones as well?
Yeah, so some of them will print more than once. Some of them will be total one-offs, but we do have repeat signs that we do again and again and again. So we'll keep those in screen because there's a bit of a process to make the screen. But we do recycle all of the screens, and we use them many times.
So there's one behind you that I've just got my eye on because
this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is we make huge panels for kitchens or to go sit behind our wood burning stoves, and they're sort of decorative panels.
Yeah,
so we license this print. Yeah.
I love this. This is one of my favourites.
It's great, isn't it? Huge as well.
Yeah, it's massive.
2.5 metres high.
I like this library.
Thank you.
Where to next?
So this is a bit like the GCSE art class, isn't it, really?
Worse than that. I used to teach this when I was a primary school teacher, but a bit
Is there
different.
anything you've never done? This is ridiculous.
Well,
so
I didn't do it as well as this.
in the
I'm
room said
confused.
with
Primary school, and you did silkscreen. That must have been pretty tricky to teach.
it's probably private school.
It's a lot more basic than what we're seeing here.
Well, Ashley is the expert.
Yeah, what are we seeing here?
The bit I love about this is that Ashley has got a tin of paint which says Piccadilly Blue on it, which to me says, oh, who cares what Alex is saying right now? That colour is beautiful.
When you say paint,
yes,
it's enamel, isn't it? It's enamel, isn't it? Yeah, sorry.
So we saw the sprayed on base coat happening. This is the same material as with the sprayer, but we're now applying
it's oil
fine detail.
Yeah, so this is oil based. So this is suspended in pine oil rather than water.
Oh, is that what the smell is?
And you push,
that's what the smell is.
and that squeegee, I think it's called, isn't it? Is that right, Ashley? Thank you. See, I didn't teach it, I just did it. So the squeegee pushes across.
You just did it with the thing. Could you pass me the thing that I don't know the name of?
That paint there. Could you do that?
Seamless.
Look at that.
It's got nice action.
Bring it up again.
Yep.
You good?
It's coming up.
All the way up.
Oh my goodness, you did that? That's amazing.
Oh, heavens above, look at that.
Oh, that's really blooming clever, isn't it?
Sorry, you're worried we're going to knock paint all over your lovely desk.
It's a wet underground sign. Look at that.
It's a thing of beauty and it hasn't even been fired.
Oh, seriously, that is really good, isn't it? What are we going to say next?
We're not often speechless, are we? Yeah.
And you would do exactly the same for the red bit?
Yeah, behind, You've got a technique to do the red and you do it like in one go, and wrap it around.
Now, the thing that I like about this is when you screen print on fabric, it's obviously, you've got the print is on the fabric. With this, once it's been fired, you'd have to get a bit closer to know which way around it was done. Because you could have done white writing on a blue background or blue outline on a negative inverted colour on the white background, which is what we've got here. And with enamel, the way you can tell is when you get close, you can see the depression in it once it's been fired.
You run your finger over it as well.
It's actually a 3D print, effectively, isn't it?
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. I'll float home.
We print it that way around because sometimes when you print the white ink, it's a little bit translucent, so the blue can show through. So we do a solid blue to make sure the white really pops.
So it's like sharper, crisper, neat.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, we're blown away by that.
Thank you very
You did
much.
that very quickly as well. I was like, we weren't expecting it to just be there.
I presume all of the preparation is there, the time is in the preparation. So this is a photographic process to get to this?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've got dark room and films. We'll probably cut to that.
Does anyone have a go?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the old
It's like make him peanut butter sandwiches.
Whoever wants to go.
Go.
That's all right, you can learn from my errors. Right, so...
Come on then, teacher.
So how
it first.
Silk screen printer.
Onto the...
No, flood
It's
it
just a spread first.
Yeah, flood it first. Bit more pressure.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, assuming I was trying to get a... This is different to fabric.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's very neat.
Oh, that's very good. Well done.
Then take off, take this off,
Yeah.
and then it's ready to go.
Gotcha. Oh, I see.
Oh, here we go.
Even. Look at that.
There we go.
Okay.
So it's just got a nice even base to it, really.
Oh yes, of course, because you're going to drag the fabric slightly, aren't you, as you come across and go the same direction. Moment's truth.
Christopher!
It's ever so clever.
Amazing.
That's good.
Do you want a job?
That's kind of tempting, really, but it's very satisfying.
Yes, please.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Oh, Laura, well done.
Should be ready to print on now. Bit more pressure next time.
Pressure.
So do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see that it's not,
Yes.
not quite done there, but no, it's good.
That's it.
Amazing.
I'm actually quite excited.
It's pristine, isn't it?
Flipping it. You've done it.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah, straight up, straight
Yep.
across, flood it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again.
and then bring that squeegee this end again.
Yeah. Do it again.
Just make sure you got some ink on there.
Well done.
I guess
And
it just
again?
becomes second nature knowing like how much
And then it's ready.
And
Give it a go.
Enamel.
Twice.
the pressure.
Yeah, pressure. And also the snap, like how far you need it from the panel. And yeah, cool, the snap. It's funny, this was my first job when I was 16.
Was it?
It's like, I printed thousands of no smoking signs. And a sponsorship.
Was that a subtle message from your parents?
Yeah, it was like, never smoke. But then that was followed by,
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
That's
Mum,
a great shot. That is.
look what I've done.
Once you've finished printing as many of these as you want, what happens with the screen? Do you throw it away?
No, we wash it out, we take the ink off, wash it out, and then it's ready to go again for the next one.
That was the answer I was hoping for. That's good. So it's all recyclable stuff.
Totally. Yeah.
And even like spare enamel material. That if you have surplus, you can
the
recycle
inks,
that back into
yeah, we can
waistcoats.
scoop that up back into pots. Yeah.
Love it. Well done. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Bless you.
Okay, well, time to get fired.
Yeah. Not for the first time.
Dressed like he's in CSI Newport.
It does look a little bit like NASA, doesn't it?
So this is Pat, and this screen has already been used, so we don't need it anymore. We've printed everything, all the graphics on there. So now he's going to clean that screen out, and he's dissolving all the emulsion on it. He will wash it all out, and then that'll be a blank screen, and then we can reuse that again for new graphics.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, that's satisfying, isn't it?
Wow. And this is how it all carries on then, said. So we've got slightly dulled colours and they aren't banging shiny. Why are they not so shiny?
Right, so you'll see that these ones, I can actually touch those because that has been fired, that's been in the furnace, so that's why it's glossy. This one is matte finish, but it's not been fired. So it's been printed, dried, but we just now need to get all the moisture out of it and then it can be fired. If I was to run my fingernail along that, I could scratch that off.
So,
I won't.
2 questions. Number 1, these are now white, and we saw the base coat go on before, didn't we, which was pale grey.
That's
So
correct.
then that gets fired, and then you put the white on, and that gets fired.
Yeah.
But then looking at these have been through the oven already, furnace. They haven't. So do you have to put it through every time you put a new colour on it?
Almost. We try to minimise the firings, but certainly a ground coat, it has to be fired. The top coat, which is white in this case, has to be fired. And then you can see here we've managed to get the grey line and the Piccadilly blue in there. We might have even got, oh yeah, we've got the orange, the blue there, the red has been printed, but we then have to fire. We do have to do a number of firings in between, because what happens is we have to be careful as to how in what order we fire them, because certain colours will blitz in the furnace.
You've got to kind of layer it up, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a skill.
So I noticed the green one here, and that is also matte. So it's possible to do multiple colours in the same firing. Is that right?
It is, yeah. As long as they're not right next to each other.
Because otherwise they'll flow and blend.
Yeah,
is that right?
Exactly, and you have a risk of scuffing them and stuff. But I think the classic one is the really complicated line diagrams. You know, they can take a couple of days to make, because you're printing each individual colour. We try and get as many colours in each firing, but it's not always possible.
At this stage of the process, would it be very bad to find the typo?
Yeah, it would.
I haven't found that. No, don't
I thought that's what you were going to say.
I'll tell you something we should do. When this is up, we should go to West Brompton and find exactly this sign and have a photograph taken right by it, because that one is perfect. Love
It's a really friendly little post-it. Fire at 780 HS. Thanks.
That's great. Yeah, so 780 degrees.
That's incredible.
What gas mark is that?
Very, very
Is that
high.
fan assisted? Yeah. This is fab. And then there's heat coming off here. What's that?
So that is our furnace. That's our electric furnace. So it is swelteringly hot in here. Although it's very well insulated, it still gets very hot. When the door opens, you'll feel that rush of heat.
Wave of heat.
Fabulous. Have you seen that as well down there? That one that's unfired. This is so dull and pale blue,
Isn't it? It's quite nice actually, this sort of baby blue or a powder blue.
This is very your colour, Law.
My mind is, I keep saying it, but I can't quite comprehend like the life cycle of it, like how it's going through all the different, it's so lovely to see all the different like processes.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be honest, I'm sweating like a glass blower's buttocks. What is that? And let's have a look round, shall we?
Hang on. First, I think that Alex and Chris need to go and stand in the quality station just so we can test how,
right.
if you're all above board or not. There needs to be like a big buzzer that goes,
It's like, it feels like it's a mixture of like chocolate box in the station, doesn't it? Welcome to quality station.
They failed.
And they said, let's go to the furnace, but I think we're already here,
roasting,
just with something that's come out of it.
Yeah.
That is, that's terrifying.
There is some heat being thrown
So that's just
off.
cooling down, is it?
Yeah, so that's just literally come out the furnace. There's still a bit of heat. Yeah, I mean, it will cool down within about 20 minutes, but it's in this big sort of chamber. But yeah, this is pretty.
And these are the points you were talking about before, so there's like minimal contact for the
Yeah,
sign.
totally. But we do need to support that panel because it's 800 degrees Celsius. It would warp and twist if it wasn't fully supported. So it's very evenly supported underneath.
I can see if you get down low, you can just see the heat haze from it rising. I don't know if the camera managed to pick it up. But
You just underestimate how many signs are just in one kind of single station. So if you do need to change them, like how many kind of
you and I have both just done the same thing.
This is the creme de la creme of the signs. So these are the component parts of our roundel, effectively, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Obviously screen printed on there. Well, it's had its 3 firings, but it's base coat, white coat, and then screen printed in the colour.
And the roundel that you see every week on the Hangouts credits is one like this. It's one that I bought as a decommissioned original from our museum shop years ago, and it has a frame and then the 3 component parts. So they're lovely. They're quite interesting to put together on a wall, because you have to sort of trap the pieces in the frame as you're putting it onto the wall and then screw it into position.
There must be a way of doing that, though.
Well, it's probably tape.
Is there a way to help them out?
Yeah, I'm sure we could send someone up to help you out, Chris.
Oh, it's all right, it's done. Lovely.
Gorgeous.
I am so hot right now.
Let's get it over with.
Right, so this is Kev, isn't it?
This is Kev.
Lovely Kev. And this is the oven.
And this is the oven, the furnace, the kiln. We call it a furnace.
Oh my goodness.
Now, feel the heat of that. So that reached 760 degrees Celsius, didn't it?
Yes, it
For
did.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
And then the cakes were done.
And then the cakes were done,
Yeah.
and out they come. Yeah, it's about, we do change the temperature depending on what we're firing. Those cast iron baths require a lot longer, but most graphics and signage and panels require about 6 to 8 minutes, basically.
I can't believe the heat off it, can you?
It's immense, isn't it?
Intense, isn't it?
And was this trolley actually taken out of the Great Escape Tunnel? That's
Oh, it's a sign.
amazing. Oh, look at that.
Look at that, it's one of ours.
Lord,
the colours.
it's so hot that white is currently not white.
And the colours look all different because it's literally blisteringly hot.
What temperature is that right now?
That's 760 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, that is, and it's going to be up near that temperature for quite a while, isn't it?
It is.
And then you pull it down, do you, Kev? Do you bring all this down the other way? This is
Let's
fascinating.
move. Do we need to move?
Oh, look at the lights!
I think that's probably about as close as we should go, isn't it?
Can you see? We can definitely see the heat mist off there, though. Look.
Yeah. Oh Lord, you're not wrong. That is crazy.
So that's quite warm, isn't it?
It's very warm.
Yeah, we won't go near that.
I mean, you literally can't get much closer than this, can you?
It's absolutely roasting.
burning on your face.
And how long will that take to cool?
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then you'll be able to handle it. But we're in this massive chamber, so it's all kind of, the heat disperses quite quickly.
And how long will we take to cool if we run towards that door there?
I think about as long as lunch might take. Actually, that's wow.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
This is Future Me with our sign at its new home at West Brompton Station. It's extraordinary seeing this born out of fire on the Isle of Wight, and now here it is doing its day job at its new place of work, hopefully for many years to come.
So here we are in the final workshop to assemble the fruits of everybody else's, our labours. We have the back plate, we've got the front plate, we've got the top, the bottom and the middle bit that says Underground that we've all made.
Which we even squeegeed.
I know, I love a squeegee.
And since we last saw it being milled out, this has been ground presumably.
Ground, drilled, yeah.
And they're all tapped as well,
Yeah.
and then powder coated.
So we've got it all, we've got the screws, we've got the bits. Should we do a Blue Peter make and...
Can I put the middle bit?
Have we got here's we prepared earlier.
We will in a minute. So there we go, in goes that centre panel. You can get the idea from what we're doing. We're just basically building a roundel from the
There you
back. Thank you, my darling. Do you want to go and do the top bit?
Little job numbers, just marked in the back of the enamel before it was fired.
Marvellous. There you go, so I'll pop that one in there. Then we need the back plate and we need some screws.
I can pass you these.
This is really quite cool. This is
rebate.
like the Hangouts one, isn't it? Being made again, isn't it?
is.
Absolutely cool. So this is your back plate.
We're going to do some expert
Do you know what I
lining
wish
up.
it was when I'm cooking, where everything's laid out?
That's
and
not
prepared?
ends out.
We got near
it
enough.
is.
Marvellous. So I'm having good authority. We only need to put 4 of these in, and it will
Right,
be
so
strong enough.
presumably sort of diagonally.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So top
I'll
there,
get
top
that
there.
one in there.
You do a couple of
that one.
screws.
What are we on? Okay.
Law
yeah,
can do a
that's
couple of screws.
I'm going to place them in. You can use the.
He's very gentle with his drill, isn't he?
I am, and I'm not going to see it all the way home
that
until.
incredible?
So don't get them fully tightened until you. Do you want to do that?
Well, I mean, I could do. Thank you very much. bless
Locate
you.
them first before fully tightening. Oh, straight on. Think cross.
Is it
really.
all right?
Back out a bit.
It's always the way, isn't it?
That's it. Nice.
Gotcha.
Yep.
One for
you can do that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just because I can make a complete hash of it.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, nice. That's got it.
Gotcha.
No, you should do it. Come on,
No, I'm all right.
Go on. It's been a...
But I don't want to like.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, you knew it's magnetic.
That's a nice pickup.
I feel like
You've got the best nails for
this
this.
could be. And they need redoing, to be fair. Okay, that
Beautiful.
wasn't as bad.
Are you ready for this? Should we do it?
You're ready for this?
Shall we do it?
Y'all ready for this?
I
You've
mean,
even got it the right way up.
that's quite cool, isn't it? Haven't we done well?
We've spent so long here today and taken up so much of your time, but this is worth it. So thank you so very much. Thank you very
Absolute
much.
pleasure.
Seth, it's been so much fun. This has been brilliant, hasn't it?
Everybody here has been so friendly and so helpful. We're going to come work here too.
Yeah, we will.
Just
We'll
saying.
have a job.
Well, you can have a job in screen printing.
We'll have a job.
Definitely.
We can do this.
It's a thing of beauty that you make here, and we're
Thank you.
delighted to have been here. Should say that, of course, it's not just London-focused things that you do. You export globally, don't you?
Yeah, we sell in America, we sell throughout Europe, as far afield as Australia, and we do things like the Paris Metro as well.
And that was really just my way of getting to the point of an out.
Sortie. Sortie. Listen, thank you so much. Thank you, Sed, and to everybody else at AJ Wells for this. We now know exactly how they're made and all the stuff that goes into it. Just imagine, for every sign that you see in a tube station or anywhere else, all this much work has gone into each one of them. Thank you very much to Laura. Thank you very much indeed to Chris. We'll be back somewhere very, very, very soon indeed. And in the meantime, have yourself a great day and stay safe.